You can reach the settings of the Skype for Business desktop application by clicking on this button. These are all the settings you have for the desktop application. We're now going to cover them one by one. Having this option enabled will reopen previous conversations when you sign in again. It's disabled by default as the conversations are probably already finished anyway. This option gives you access to the most important call controls when you minimize the desktop application. This feature is used by Microsoft to collect information and improve the service. The next option provides information to global IT. The next option saves space in the taskbar by using the notification area instead when minimizing the application. There is no need to make changes to the sign-in address if the desktop application is working correctly. This option automatically runs the desktop application as soon as you log on to Windows. It is best practice to have the desktop application running to make it easier for your colleagues to reach you. Uncheck this option if you want the desktop application to start minimized. Checking this box will show the main window as soon as the application starts. By default, all of these options are enabled. This allows for better integration between Outlook and Skype for Business. This option, for example, will change your status based on the information in your calendar. The location option is enabled by default and allows other applications to make use of this information. The last option here shows pictures of your contacts in the main window. You can disable this by unchecking this box. This is where you can customize the contact list. Selecting the option with one line will allow more contacts to be shown in the main window, and it also disables the pictures. You can order your contacts by name or availability. This will change the order within the groups shown in the contact list. Unchecking this option will show email addresses instead of names. You can disable the written status by unchecking this box. Checking this box will show contacts with an away, offline, or unknown presence in a separate group. Uncheck the last checkbox if you don't want to make use of the favorites feature. You can change the status settings here. The first option will set your status to inactive when you haven't used your computer for a certain number of minutes. The second option will set your status to away from inactive after an additional number of minutes. The next option is your status privacy setting. By default, everyone can see your presence, but you can change this to I want the system administrator to decide. This option will set your status to Do Not Disturb when you share your desktop using the desktop application, and the last option does the same when you duplicate your monitor to show it on a TV or to project it on a screen. You can use the Change Privacy Relationship feature to allow certain people to send you messages even if your status is set to Do Not Disturb. You can do this by right-clicking on a contact. This is where you can change your picture. You can hide your picture by checking this option, and you can edit or remove it by clicking on this button. You can add your phone number to your contact card here. The contact card is shown when you right-click on a contact and select See Contact Card. It's also shown in SharePoint when people hover on your name. The last option here can be used to enable text over the phone line. It's not something we're going to use, so you can leave this checkbox unchecked. This is where you can change the alerts. By default, you'll get a notification when people add you to their contact list, and you get taskbar notifications for offline and missed instant messages. You can disable these notifications here. You can customize where the notifications are shown by using these two options. When your status is set to Do Not Disturb, by default only people you have added to your work group will be able to send messages to you. You can change this setting here if needed. These options are all related to communicating with people outside of your organization. You can block all invites and communications by selecting the first option. The second option allows invites and blocks other communications, such as audio and video calls. The third option allows anyone to contact you. Disabling this checkbox will block invites from domains IT hasn't verified. These are the instant messaging options. The spelling is checked by default, but you can turn that off here. You can also hide the pictures from the chat by unchecking this box. Copying messages will add the name and time by default, but you can disable that here if you like to only copy the message. Tabbed conversations allow you to have multiple conversations in one window. You can disable this feature here. this checkbox limits the tabs to one line by removing the pictures. This is where you can change the font. Our advice is not to change the font or its color to keep it readable for others. You can apply the same settings to incoming messages by checking this box. This won't have an impact on what others see. The default setting is Sagu UI with a font size of 9. Check this box if you like to see the text others send you in the same way regardless of their own setting. Emoticons are enabled by default, but you can turn them off by unchecking this option. Some emoticons have animations. You can turn that off by unchecking this option. This is where you can change the ringtone and sound alerts. By default, the sound is used for different types of notifications. You can completely turn off these notifications here. You will hear a sound every time someone sends you a message. This option prevents that sound when you are taking part in that conversation. This option will play a sound when someone is typing. Enabling this option will minimize the sounds when your status is set to busy. This is the same as when your status is set to Do Not Disturb, which is the last option. This is where you can change the audio device settings. Plug-and-play devices should work automatically. These settings are the ones you need to check when you're having audio problems. Audio devices will be showing in the drop-down menu at the top. You can use different devices to play the audio and capture your voice if needed. You can change the levels of the speaker, ringer, and sensitivity of the microphone here. The play button plays a test sound, allowing you to easily fine-tune these settings. Make sure that the microphone bar doesn't fill up all the way to the end, as this will distort your voice. When using a headset, go to the sound settings by right-clicking on the speaker icon shown here and select Playback Devices. Right-click on the headset, make it the default device or the default communication device. Using the default communication device option will make Skype for Business use the headset for calls. The default device will send all audio to the headset when you connect it. The device you use to hear the audio will also be used for the ringer, but you can also set a secondary ringer by using this option. Make sure to select your laptop or computer speakers, or you have to keep your headset on to hear the ringer. This option unmutes you when your phone rings, and the last option allows for stereo audio playback when that is available. It's best to keep this option enabled. This is where you can change the video device settings. The built-in webcam of your laptop should work automatically. This is also where you can select a different webcam if you have multiple webcams connected to your laptop. As mentioned at the end of the first video, you can send files by simply dragging them into a chat window. This is where you can change where these files are stored. This is where you can change the recording settings. You can change the location of where the recordings are stored here. By default, 720p HD is selected for the resolution of the recording. You can change this to 1080p Full HD to get a better quality recording if you don't mind having to deal with a larger file size. These are the Skype meeting settings. You can show I am and the participants list when you join meetings by checking these boxes. This option can be used if you have multiple versions of Skype for Business installed, which probably isn't the case, so you can leave this the way it is. Joining conference calls will automatically use the desktop application when installed. Checking this box will start the meeting by asking you which device you want to use. If you don't have other options, it's best to leave this unchecked. Skype for Business gives you reminders for upcoming meetings. By default, the reminders are not shown when Outlook is running. You can disable that by unchecking this option. Now let's go to the settings of the mobile application. Start the application and tap on the button in the top left corner and select Settings. These are all the settings you have. We will now cover them one by one. When signing in to the mobile application, you are asked for your mobile number. You can change that here. The phone number is not used as there is no integration with telephony at the moment, so you can leave this like this. This option is disabled by default. Enabling it means that you need a Wi-Fi connection to join VoIP calls. Keeping it disabled will make use of your mobile data connection. This option is enabled by default. It prevents video calls when there is no Wi-Fi connection. Disabling this option means that it will use your mobile data connection for video calls. This option requires Wi-Fi when you want to see something that someone else is sharing with you, such as the screen of their desktop or a specific application. Disable this if you want that to work without a Wi-Fi connection. This option is used to get your status information from Exchange Online. The credentials you use should be the same as the credentials you use for Skype for Business, so you can leave that the way it is and keep Auto Detect Server enabled. You don't need to use an HTTP proxy, so you can ignore this setting. Turn this feature on when you want to synchronize all your Skype contacts to your phone. This option will add an icon to the status bar, and it will add the application to the notification area, even if the application is running in the background. This option allows you to disable all the sound notifications of the mobile application. It will use the phone settings for alerts by default. Use this option to keep the mobile application running in the background even when you close it. This means that the application will start as soon as you turn on your phone and that your colleagues can reach you. This field shows you if the push notifications from the app are supported by your device. We have now reached the end of this video. Please comment below the video if you have any questions.